Hey, how you doing? It's me again. Your early evening walk. We're not in the park today. We are kind of in the neighborhood. Top of the hill, Gleason and 65th. But we walked a little while before I got here. I've been riding all day, so I had to take a break, and I didn't want to really walk up to the top of the mountain. It's been pouring down rain all day, and it's real muddy, and so I just decided to walk the neighborhoods, kind of in a neighborhood I don't know very well. So we'll see if any of it's beautiful. Yeah, hey, look at that. Yeah, there's beautiful everywhere. Anyway, it is Tuesday, June something. This lockdown, who can keep track, right? And my last installment, I talked a little bit about an interaction with the cops that I had. Way back in the past, and I've got a few more. And today I'm going to tell you one story of a not so nice interaction with the cops, and to balance that out, I thought I'd just cap it all off with a good situation that I had with the police. I do think that we don't need to totally abolish them, but I'm sure on the track of believing that things need to be reformed. And if you don't think these things don't need to be reformed, then you're either dead or an asshole. That's all. You got two choices. You can be one or the other. And so I'm fully on board with all of that. We're just gonna walk up this way. We don't know what's gonna be here. My first interaction takes us back to about 1990, and I'm about ready to go walk down and see a couple of my favorite bands play. We got at La Luna, we had the Reverend Horton Heat opening for Iggy fucking Pop. All right, so I'm pretty jacked for that, and I'm getting my party on before I go down, if you know what I mean. Imbibing a little bit, because it's a lot cheaper to do that at home than it is at the club. Tricks of going to rock shows, that's one of them. I, of course, don't drink at all anymore, but back then, yeah, I did. And so I tanked up a little bit, threw on some rock and roll clothes, and of course you kind of got to decide what you're gonna wear to the show. You know, it's important at the time, real important, because I'm about 26 years old, and I'm gonna go see this damn fine bit of music that's playing tonight. So I put on some blue jeans, some red or black high tops, and plain white t-shirt, black leather jacket. Seems perfect. You got rock and roll and you got rockabilly. It's all there. Anyway, so I'm duded up. I put on some headphones, and I'm probably listening to the Super Suckers. I listen to the Super Suckers a lot. Anyway, hey, rabbit. See, going to a new neighborhood, you find new things. That's definitely what we would call in the business a rabbit. Hey, rabbit. And so anyway, I'm walking down, and I live on 17th and Hancock, 17th and Hancock in the Irvington district over by Lloyd Center. Cool old apartment. I miss that place. Anyway, I get out of the place, and I got to walk through Lloyd Center and through Holiday Park, the old Holiday Park with like the rounded fountain in the middle. Then you're at the overpass to the freeway. When you cross that, on one side you got Benson High School, and on the right side you got Fran's Bakery, the big loaf of bread spinning in the air. That seemed to be a lot more difficult to cross that street than it actually was. That's kind of nice. Anyway, so I'm walking, and I'm getting in front of Fran's Bakery, And it's early evening, but shift's not over with. You got a whole line full of guys making the bread, you know, the big conveyor belt, and it just smells so good. And I don't know how anyone went to high school at Benson High School, I don't know. Like that early morning bread smell, it would just totally distract me. Anyway, so I'm walking right in front of the bakery when 3 cop cars just seriously quickly pull in. One on the side of me, one cuts off the street in front of me, and another one blocks the way behind me. So I am totally like boxed in front of the windows of Fran's Bakery, and immediately hands on your head, lay down on the ground. Guy comes over, quickly starts cuffing me, and holds me down. No one's telling me what's going on. Of course, the whole time I'm going, what, and totally paranoid because I'd been drinking, you know, they're a little bit drunk. Oh no, the cops are dealing with me now. Anyway, so I got that going on. Cops don't say anything to me. They won't say anything to me. I keep asking what's going on. I'm there for about, I don't know, 5 minutes seem like 5 hours, right? And finally the guy starts getting me up on my feet, and another guy waves over and says, hey, no, it's not the guy. It's not the guy at all. We got the guy on this other street. So he uncuffs me. They let me go, and the whole time I'm like, what was that all? Why did that just happen here? And all I could get is that one cop that's walking by me goes, you fit the description of the guy we're looking for. I'm like, what? Black leather jacket, white t-shirt, blue jeans, sneakers. Yeah, there's a rock and roll show happening within blocks of here. Everyone in this neighborhood is going to be dressed like me. And I let him go thinking, well, good luck. Probably got another totally innocent rock and roll champion getting laid down same way I was a couple blocks over. Pretty dog. Hi. Anyway, that's my bad story. It's so funny to me how just some random streets in this neighborhood have just never been finished. It's like this, all the streets are paved here except for this one little stretch of land right here, completely just gravel. Portland. It's comforting actually, because most of those places have gone away. Anyway, good story about the cops comes down. It's probably a little bit earlier, maybe in the late 80s. But I was renting a house with my girlfriend, and we packed up the place and left at one point because the landlord was such a creep. I mean, the landlord was always groping on my girlfriend, just saying really crappy stuff. And when he raised the rent from $250 a month to $275 a month, we were outraged and decided, no, we're out of there. And yeah, I'm not living in a 1 bedroom or 1.5 bedroom 2-story house in the lovely Laurelhurst area for $275. I can get a better deal than that. Anyway, we left. And Christmas time, a couple years later, we're at home, and this phone call from the drunken landlord, and he is wasted, and he is demanding that I pay him $200 that he believes I owed him, which he's never commented on, never had. I mean, it's 2 years later, and I'm like, listen, I don't owe you a thing, and you can just, you know, screw off, buddy. And then he starts calling. And calling over and over, and each time he's a little bit more drunk and a little bit more crazy ass monkey pants. And the last time he's like, you know, you got that good looking girlfriend of yours over there, but she wouldn't be so good looking if I took a screwdriver to her face. Okay, He says that to me, and I'm now legitimately freaked out about this guy, who we haven't heard from in 2 years, but now he's just calling on a regular basis. He knows where we live. He's got friends that could make things happen for us, intimating that he's with the mob of some sort. So what do? Well, we call the police. And what else are you going to do in that situation? So we call the police show up, and we're giving the guy all the information on the phone that we'd been having these conversations with him on the phone. And while we're there, while the cop's taking our stuff down, the phone rings. And he looks at me and says, "Do you think that's him?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure it is." And the cop says, "Say hello." And I say, "Hello." And he says, "Okay." Picks up the phone, says hello, just exactly like me, totally mimicked my voice. And he sits there on the phone with the guy for a few minutes, nodding and uh-hing, and then says, "Well, listen, this is Detective Peterson with the Multnomah County Police, and you're in violation of 3 laws just within the conversation that you've just said to me over the phone. One of them's a federal law, and by you in any way connected with the mafia." Well, the SIM card kicked out on me. I'm back home here. I'm going to finish this little story for you, though, and kind of splice it together. This is the inside of my little apartment here. As you can see, just really intense rock and roll. That's what I've been listening to. But where was I? Oh, yeah, the cop. The cop mimics my voice on the phone. He's got the guy there. And asks him, "Have you been drinking, sir?" More conversations, more yeahs and uh-huh. And by the way, sir, are you involved with the mafia in any way? Uh-huh. Yes, well, I would prefer that you'd never called these two again. If you have a problem with them that's illegal, then you should get involved with the lawyer and go through the legal ways of getting that money back. But calling them and threatening them drunkenly on the phone should never happen. Are we in agreement on that, sir? And he hangs up the phone, the policeman does, and he turns to me and goes, "Yeah, I don't think that guy's going to call anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And that was my good interaction with the police. And that's the end of my story. And obviously, I got to clean out some memory for the next time.